Whoa. Before we start getting all excited about the whiz-bang poppy engine that comes in this Mini Cooper, let's just get it clean first, okay? Okay, that looks a lot better. If you're watching this video, then you'll no doubt know what the Mini Clubman's all about. It's basically a mini kind of estate version with cutesy back rear doors and a quirky third door, which is off the driver's door, so little small people can get in and out the back easier. So why'd you buy a Clubman? You buy a Clubman because of the extra space, really. You get an extra 8 centimetres, about this much, legroom in the back, as well as the quirky back doors and the quirky side doors. It's great for getting stuff in the back like bikes and even kids. Let's give that a go. We're going to need some kids. Yay! So what about that third door? How practical is it really? It is on the side of the car that faces into the road. If, like us, have a drive at home, can park it on the drive, and your kids are just going in and out and straight onto the drive, and then you're parking in supermarket car parks and normal car parks, then it really isn't an issue. It can be a bit fiddly getting the kids around the doors, but most of the time it's okay. And in actual fact, getting the kids in and out of this car themselves, just climbing in and out, is ridiculously easy. To start your Mini Cooper S, you need to put the clutch in first and then push the button. It's the later model, so it's got the push button start, which is a nice feature. Reverse is up and over to the left. Off we go. One of the first things you notice about a Mini Cooper when you first drive them is just how solid it feels. This is a Cooper S, so it's just so well set up and well sorted. It's planted on the road, and even though it is a small car, not as small as the original classic Minis, it doesn't feel that small. It feels very solid. You've got people in the back seats as well. It still feels roomy and spacious and airy in here. Definitely tell this isn't a Mini of old. It's very solid. It's very like a mini BMW. It's very Germanic build quality. Everything's chunky. The steering wheel's chunky. The gear lever's chunky. The doors, the way they clunk shut, just feels chunky, solid, quality German product. This isn't a Japanese car, and it really does show. You can really feel it. You can tell that this is a German engineered product out of BMW. Having said that, the way the windscreen's set up, the big speedometer in the middle of the dash, the classic new Mini speedometer in the middle of the dash, it does feel a little bit like you do get the DNA from the original Mini. I know that sounds cheesy, people might not believe me, but I have driven an old classic Mini before, and you can feel, you get that sense of being low to the ground, having the windscreen close up to your face. You do feel like you're in a Mini, a real Mini, no matter what people might say about it being a BMW. And I've been doing this a while now, a fair few years. It's a good car. So what's this one got? It is a 59 plate, pepper white, Mini Clubman Cooper S. So it's supercharged. It's got the 1.6 supercharged BMW engine in it. Pretty standard bomb-proof Mini engine. 6-speed manual gearbox. It's got power steering, multi-function steering wheel with the volume controls. It's also got cruise control, integrated DAB digital radio and satellite navigation in the big speedometer binnacle in the center of the dash, which is a nice touch. You've got a little joystick down here near what is the center console, and you use that to control the sat nav, which is quite neat. Now obviously you've got a bit of extra room at the back because this is a Clubman, a kind of almost like a little mini estate in some respects, but on the road you just don't really notice it, you don't feel it. In fact, when you're looking in the rear view mirror, you can just see those little two doors, the little windscreens in those rear windscreens in those two little doors at the back. It's quite neat, it's quite nice. There are 3 seat belts in the back should you wish to carry additional passengers in there. There is a centre belt and even a 3rd headrest in the back as well, which I think is quite useful. Boot space in the Mini Clubman is pretty good. Bigger than the normal Mini, as you would expect, and certainly a lot bigger than a Mini convertible boot. You do have a rather large floor, or I should say raised floor area, but you can actually remove that if you wish and take that out, and that will give you even more boot space. So there's lots of room in there for your shopping, etc. In terms of other practical issues, you can get an aftermarket roof bar kit. There are tutorial videos on YouTube which tell you all about fitting a roof rack to a Mini Clubman. It's fairly straightforward. You do need to buy the right kit with the right kind of nut and bolt setup to put it on and get it tensioned correctly. But it's a fairly straightforward thing to do, which is good. This Mini comes with the full chili pack. It also comes with the black Mini Cooper bonnet stripes, which are nice. The rear and 3/4 side windows all have a bit of a darker tint to them, which is nice. So from the outside, this Mini has a real strong look. It's really quite a smart looking car. You've got the twin exhaust at the back. If you put it in sport mode, what will happen, this is one of the additions before they actually took this feature out of the programming, and it is a feature. What actually happens on overrun, the car will spit a bit of unburnt fuel into the exhaust just to make it go pop. So you get a lovely, not only do you get a lovely raspy burble, but on different change downs on overrun, you get a nice whoopy pop, which is just magnificent. And that is not by accident, it's by design. It'd be nice if it happened by accident, but the sheer fact that they've put it in there is just so nice. It seems a little bit at odds with the start-stop technology that exists in this car. So on the one hand, they're saying save fuel and we'll actually cut the engine out when you come to a halt. But on the other hand, they're saying when you want to have fun, pop it in sport mode and we're going to drop a bit of unburnt fuel onto the exhaust so you get a nice sounding exhaust pop. So it's a bit of an oxymoron, that one, I think. Usual Mini handling that you get with any standard Mini, these cars feel exceptionally well planted. Being the Cooper S, you've got the extra grunt and you really feel that through the front wheels. If you start this car off on the traffic lights and just boot the throttle, the thing will twitch around at the front, you'll get torque steer, but in a nice way. It doesn't kind of run away with you, it's kind of controllable. It doesn't take long before the wheels kind of sort themselves out and you're driving the car. It's just a nice car to drive. It's not driving you. You are in control of this car. It is a proper little sports car in many respects. It's also got the big moon roof, which is very handy on a summer's day. So you can slide that. You can have it just at a tilt angle, or you could have it so that it retracts all the way back. That's really nice. Also, having the big sunroof basically gives you a glass roof. So inside this cabin, it feels very again, not just spacious but light and airy. It makes a big difference. The car feels spacious. It's a good place to be. I really like driving this car on roads like this, where you've got, pop it in sport mode, on roads like this where you've got little nice neat bends, snug little corners. You kind of hold the steering wheel, cling onto it, nice and chunky, 10 to 2. Your little snickety gear change here is just lovely. It's one of the best gear changes that I've driven or used in a car since, I think, kind of the Mark 1 MX-5 with its sort of precise shotgun approach. This is kind of similar to that. It's probably a little bit softer than that, but you can feel that it's been designed for drivers in mind. This car's coming up to 46,000 miles. It's currently up for sale at the moment, though that mileage might rise. It feels like a tight example, this car. It feels 46,000 miles. Before we bought this one, we drove a couple of them, and a few of them just didn't feel quite right. Some of them drifted over to the left. Some of them, the tracking was quite badly out, which on a car like this I think is quite important to make sure it's right and correct. You want it running true and straight. A lot of them had quite heavy clutches. They'd seen a lot of life. I think if you get to kind of 60, 70, 80,000 miles in a Mini Cooper S, then you're probably going to be thinking about getting a new clutch at some point. This car is nice. The clutch doesn't feel worn at all. It's still very springy. It feels the bite's nice and sharp. The brakes are really good, nice and tight. The car stops in a straight line. It doesn't wiggle about the road. It's really just does what you want it to do. It's got air conditioning, heated rear screen. I think the front screen is also heated. Central lock-in, sport mode, integrated DAB digital radio and satellite navigation. The boot doors are 2 hinge doors that open outwards in the style of the old Minis, which is a real nice touch, and you can just flick the button on the remote control and the door will pop open, which is nice. And then you just use your hand to open the other door. This car has lots of nice branding, typical of the Mini brand. Obviously BMW have for a long time now kept the Mini as its own very distinct brand, and in this car you can just see little snippets of the Mini logo kind of everywhere you look, really, on the wheels, on the bonnet, on the rear, on the steering wheel. It's just nice little touches, and there's just some little flares that remind you that it isn't a normal kind of Mini 1 or a normal Mini Cooper, that it is the Cooper S version. You can see the nice S on the badge, which just makes you feel a little bit more special, really. Alright, that concludes this video review for this Mini Clubman Cooper S. If you like the video, why not subscribe to more pedal loud videos in the usual way, and we'll be back soon with another cool car or bike video.